Greetings, ladies and gentle players. It's another wonderful Friday this July of 2021, making it a wonderful day for basics. I've loaded up the game that you are about to see over here in my editor, and I think it's a pretty reasonable one if I do say so myself. Last week we had a shape lecture about over-concentrating shape and not over-concentrating shape, and what shapes were okay to over-concentrate and when, and blah, 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 blah. And this next couple of weeks, I have gone out of my way to play an above normal amount of basic games in order to kind of pick ones that I think were pretty good in looking at how to over-concentrate shape and how to not be over-concentrated in return. And yeah, you're going to see that. This one in particular, I want you to pay attention to some seemingly slow moves that I played that were actually strong for the shape they provided and how that afforded me opportunities later on. I didn't know that they were going to afford me certain opportunities later, but just having that extra strength there and not having been turned into a stick, you can see the differences that would make in an actual game. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Past me, take it away. Alright, so got a game here versus a 1-dot on the Pandas. And I'm going to go ahead and open up with dual 4 points. My plan for this particular video is to focus on over-concentration. And because I'm doing that, I picked Pandanet specifically because hopefully I said all this in the intro, but I have no idea when this video is coming out. That's why I kind of picked Pandanet, so I have more time to talk about how that kind of thing is actually going to go and, take place. So he's got it low Chinese here. Can tell we're on Panda. Like, when's the last time I seen a low Chinese? Ooh, Pinto is kind of strange, but okay. I'll go into the corner as per usual. Even though I'm focusing on something specific like a theme, such as shape and over-concentration, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to adjust the way I'm playing. So here he blocked towards a low stone. That is completely fine with me. I will get Sensei as per usual and go ahead and hit here. This will be the first time that we don't get over-concentrated, hopefully. And I'm going to be very careful in the shape I'm making. Now, those of you who've seen this position before, you all know the shape I'm going to be making. But I'll explain why we are making it as we go along. So he did there. We dropped down. Now we are live up in here. Fantastic. Just drinking water tonight. Because I'm literally recording this at like 12 a.m. And listening to some Final Fantasy OSTs. But I got my mind on here. Because if he surrounds, then we will hit. Alright, so he went over like so. Now we're going to go ahead and shoulder hit this stone. Because if you can imagine it, and you will. And I kind of feel bad doing this because it almost feels like cheating. But if you imagine a black stone, I literally just clicked one on the board. Like, if I let him get this kind of thing, then suddenly this area is growing, and this area is growing. And that seems like very bad thing. I don't want that to happen. That's just too much growing there, right? Too much growing. That's going to be like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 4 plus change, 56. Like, no. Nah. Whoa. Okay, that's throwing me off. Please go away. Thank you. There we go. So I'm going to shoulder it. And now we're not going to play a heavy shape if at all possible. So let's see how he handles this. This is also subsequently why we don't build off a low stone, fundamentally. If you want to get to dawn level, it behooves you to learn this sort of thing. Because having proper direction of play is super important, especially these days. Now, it's not the end of the world. He can call this influence and expand, and I will back off. And he could try to say I was building here and not here. But I mean, there's like the undercut still, it's open. Even if you do that, we're talking maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 lines if you're lucky. So it's, like this would be what we'd want, and this would be coping. This is just coping. It's copium. It's like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted, copium. Okay. You're taking a long time to play. Now, obviously I extend, because if I play away, I mean, he Hanes and I'm dead. So clearly I don't want him to Hane, because that would put him... Essentially that puts me behind enemy lines the minute he plays a Hane. So we'd be dead after that. Now, the new sector line, let's go ahead and shrink that line a bit, huh? Is like here to here, so let's get out from behind it. Now, I could do a 1 or a 2 space. It's actually quite fine. I could do more aggressive things, weirdly enough, like even something like this one, if I really wanted to, because it begins calling into the question, like, hey, can I cut through you and attack? Because this is 2, count them, 2 small knights. That's not strong shape, as you would imagine. 1 small knight could be cut, so 2 small knights, yeah, obviously we've got cutting all over the place. Instead, I'm going to jump out. If I play here, you'll know from my last video, he can play like this one, and I am a steak. That said, being able to get in and get out is an example of where we can accept being heavy. That said, I might play here instead. It's harder to instickify this. Yeah, we wouldn't play a small knight, or a large knight, sorry. Don't roll a large knight, I know. But he's not close enough to me, and we should be fine. Like, if he plays here and then cuts, there's ladders in 2 different directions, so we're fine. He wants to try to build, because remember, we are playing on Pandanet, and Pandanet is the buildy server. So he should be, like, defending here and stuff. Instead, he's going to go all in on the bottom right. The unfortunate truth about that is, hypothetically, if it's impossible to live in the bottom right-hand side, then I win the game, because this didn't develop territory, and it looks like it's not really planning on it anytime soon. So we kind of, like, you know, poke and assault it to make sure that remains true. And then if we live in here, then this is all of his territory, and that's not going to be enough territory to win the game, thus the game is essentially over. So the question is, can you live in that area? That move right there lives. And if he doesn't get a very, very, very good result off my attachment, then the game's done. Because I have 3 corners. He's not attacking me, I can attack him. That's the end. I can invade here. Okay, so the teacher in me wants to just invade here and see how he develops this. But the person who's not insane is screaming at me in the back of my head that 7 lines of territory times 4, 5, 6. Let's see, 7 times 6 is 42. Yeah, 42 is a lot of... Yeah, it's a lot of territory. That's a scary amount of territory, actually. I don't know if I want to give him close to 50 points in 1 corner. That's kind of insane. I'm gonna make shape. I'm gonna make shape. This was a shape video. I'm making shape. If you want to just throw down right now and smash that star point in the bottom right, you can. This ensured that he can't counterattack me, and now I'm poking at his cutting points. It does, however, mean that if he ignores me, I have to go on the offense to make up for the fact that I'm not invading. Moves have value. I am taking away his base, and I'm gaining 1 for myself, making me stronger. Therefore, I am making myself stronger for a reason. There are, for some reason, maybe it's a weird vocal crazy minority. I keep seeing, like, on different areas, like comments on YouTube or streaming, or like on Facebook, not Facebook, I don't pay attention to Facebook, Reddit. Like, there are some people who have taken issue with some of the names that Go has. Like, they were saying, oh, I hate that Go is called the surrounding game, because, I don't know, crazy, I guess. And, like, Hand Talk's another one. Your stones are saying something. You know, I said this before, whether you like it or not, your stones are saying, this is what I'm doing. What are you doing? And they play a stone, they say, this is what I'm doing. And if that narrative is messed up, then it's just like, I don't think that you like this very much. So he's trying to grow again. Again, it's KGS. No, it's not. It's Pandanet. It's IGS. So it's not surprising that he's completely ignoring me. I think, though, because I've striked myself here, maybe I will do the attachment. Because he's not solidifying this like he could. I mean, it's 50 freaking points, dude. Like, that's super, super important to solidify. How do you not solidify 50 points? Does your opponent have 50 points? Then you're ahead. But yeah, I'm making myself stronger, therefore if I make him stronger with this invasion, he can't use that strength on me. That's part of the reason why you want to ensure that you're strong, therefore you can do other things later without hurting yourself. He really doesn't want me making... Like, I don't understand why he's playing so quick all of a sudden. Like, he's expanding across everything and trying to ensure that I can't take points. That's kind of greed. Now, I could just pincer this. After this pincer, I could just go for a straight cut. And then he's deeply in trouble. But the top isn't the interesting part, so yeah, I am going in for this. Before this, we probably would approach low, before the AI. And I think both variations are completely fine. Truth be told. I don't really bother by them. Here's where you make the big decisions in your world. Am I going to play here to attack this? Or am I going to play here just to reduce? I think I'm going to play here just to reduce. Because I am playing basics. And I'm going to make shapes again. Now I need to be careful on how many groups I create. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to make 6, 7, 8. That would be bad. So I'm happy with the groups that I have right now for the most part. So one thing I might want to do, just to be aware of the number of groups I'm creating, I might want to consider just capping the left-hand stone, just so I can kind of start connecting things up, which would afford me the ability to make a new group. I could go to 6 here, because he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'd be 5 to 6. Not terrible. I anticipate Atari, connect. This guy's using a lot of his time, though. That's pretty good. Good time management, I guess. You might not be aware, because I'm probably cutting out most of the time that he's using on editing. Unfortunately, he's in a lot of trouble now, because he's at 16 stones in 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes. That's getting to be a danger zone. If he takes 10 seconds to move, it's 160 seconds. So we can't take 10 seconds a stone. Canadian time. It's the worst time system. So here I could actually extend down. It's a really good practice to be in. Unfortunately, if I extend down, what I'm saying is I'm attacking this, which is playable. Like, I'll play here and he's going to connect. How do I know he's going to connect? Because if he goes anywhere else, I Atari here, and the stone dies. So if I play here, he's connecting. Why doesn't he drop down? Because his cut point still exists. So that's just bad shape. Very bad shape. So I play here, he connects. It leaves an Atari there, right? So at that point, what we wind up doing is something like Atari into the driving Tsuji, into a tiger mouth, into coming out again, and then these stones are all in trouble. So it's either live in his corner or attack him. The correct answer is to attack him. Why is the correct answer to attack him? If I play here and he gets a Panuki, and then I kill this stone or something and he connects up, he does get to save his groups. Connect them all up. He loses his corner, which is huge and probably game-ending. But if he just has this area here, and he's under attack for a majority of the rest of this game, then this should stay the majority of his territory. So I can predict how he's going to play for the rest of the game. So it gives me a path forward. If I give him Sensei and just settle, and then he gets to connect, he might be able to grow again, which gives him a new win condition. Play this, it's fine. Professional answer after he takes is to Atari again. because I've got a lot of co-threats on the board. I've got co-threats into co-threats, in fact. One thing I haven't mentioned is I have this as an odd little forcing move, right? This little guy here, because I can poke through and then cut if he doesn't defend, which also gives me a follow-up later on of a nice solid base, make an actual territory here. I think he's going to lose on time, unfortunately. 15 stones in a minute 30, 150 seconds. He has to play like, what, 5 seconds a stone right now? Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Unfortunate. I guess he's losing on time. Sad. Is he going to surprise me? Is he going to surprise me? Is he going to actually... Oh. Well, we're going to come out. Is he going to be able to play 11 stones? In freaking 10 seconds? Maybe, huh? So I'm out. I'm not going to play here because the Atari, you need to be very, very aware of the shapes that I'm making. Now I can, because if Hihan is on the in, we can go here into here. This will never work, so we're fine. Go ahead and lean. Okay, that's an Atari, though. He can Atari me, it's fine. That's the end of his forcing moves. Okay. Yeah, you can see how his stones are really, really weak right now. Which allows me to play things like this. Because I already got shape. I already got my shape. Take again. So there's his territory like we predicted. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and change. But I already have like that in one corner. That said, we're going to come out still and put a degree of pressure on our little opponent here. I don't see a reason to. I don't see a reason to. I guess I will, though. I think it might be complete gote, but I'll play it. Normally here I could just go and I could probably just do something else, like God, I don't know. Defend the corner. Because if this is 15 and that's 15, that's 30 Comey. I mean, it's pretty special. I'm gonna go ahead and poke for shape. Man, who's playing this game now? I'm gonna go in defense since my corner's being kind of surrounded. Oh, because I can't lose my eye here. 33 I disagree with completely. We block, easy peasy. Now this is another one of those instances where my shape here is obviously heavy. But he has been instickified here, which I'm okay with. Don't want to play here. Yeah, I really do. Reason being is keeping the stones in mind. You can see my plan here now. I'm attacking this group. He can cut me, it's fine. We're gonna go and attack. We're ignoring the cutting point because the attack here is more, it is superior. And if this actually gets stronger, maybe my answer here changes. Maybe I Hane. Or I don't Hane, but maybe I extend. Maybe he can't do anything here. Or maybe I get nice solid like walls here, so just sacrificing this. Man, peeps by amateurs are so scammy most of the time. Alright, tell you what, I'll answer that one. But I could have disconnected that right now, and then just follow up, and then you think he dies. Like, this peep wasn't a scam, because if I cut him through, he needs 2 eyes with this section. That's completely surrounded. So, I don't view that as a scam. Like, I want to cut through here. If I play this move, and if I'm black, and my opponent plays here in response to my peep, I don't want to cut through this anymore. I want to not be dead with my group here, right? So, yeah. This was a little bit of a scam. A little bit of a scam. If I play here, I can push and cut him. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not actually trying to kill him. What I will do though is probably wind up cutting through here. Just taking the entire top of his territory is pretty good. I like it. I think this is fine. Guess be slightly careful. Again with the peeps. I don't think this is gonna do what you want it to do, my friend. Don't. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Don't cut that. It doesn't work. But it doesn't work. There's 2 ways it doesn't work. One way I can just play here. But this is sufficient. Yeah, I mean, this is just fine. I don't see a reason not to do it. Just go ahead and edit. I don't see a reason not to. Like, this is solid, this is strong. These have 3 liberties. But every stone of mine involved in this fight has more than 3 liberties. This does, this does, this does. This doesn't. But the attachment to try to utilize that isn't gonna really go anywhere. Can I play here? I could actually. That's actually one kind of cute way to live, actually. Yeah, if I play here, he Ataris on the inside, then he Ataris me up, but the ladder doesn't work. So he has to Atari this way, and then I take, and then we're alive. Can I play this way too? Does every way work? Is there one way that this is not going to work for me? I don't think so. I think it all just kind of works, eh? Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, I think it's fine. Whichever way you want to play it. Except the connection. I didn't read the connection. Oh god. I didn't read that connection. The solid connection. He has 4 liberties now. Ooh, interesting. And I'm actively not going to read it. I think we're fine no matter what. I'm just gonna play the next obvious move. I trust. I trust. I'm intentionally looking at the... You can't see where my eyes are right now. My eyes are currently... I'm pointing, like you can see where I'm pointing. That's funny. I'm like... I have my eyes pinned to the lower left-hand corner of the board right now. That way I can actively avoid trying to come up with a solution. I just want to try to play this what I think is basics without reading deep into it. Okay, so we played there. So yeah, we're fine. We Atari here, right? Wait, could I mean, they're all fine, right? Yeah, I mean... Seems okay. Dun 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 dun. He could try to do this one, I guess. Can he, though? Yeah, I guess so, he could. Here, take. He's gonna try that one. Now, do you instantly see the problem with what he's doing? Do you see it, chat? I bet you see it. I bet you see it. I bet you see it. He just opened up this cutting point. Unfortunate. So I think this is dead, or the top's dead, or the middle's dead. I'm not really sure which part of him is dead, but he's dead. When he plays here, I'm cutting here for the record. If he plays anything else to defend it, we're gonna go play here anyway. Because taking these stones off the board is pretty good. But yeah, this is bad shape. We had... Remember how I've said those small knights can get cut? You don't want to fight next to your small knights, because it looks like, yeah, they're gonna get cut. That doesn't help. Okay. Does he really want to co right now? Like, actual? I mean, I don't have to co. I could just play here, eh? But... Wait, why am I even playing that? I'll just play here. I don't care. And then we'll just play here. Okay, done. It's like, wait a minute, why am I getting into... Why am I getting into a co? He didn't cut me off. Scam, once again. I'm not answering that. Let's be careful, because, again, my answer here is changing. Again, this is fine. He has to cut through to make profit here. Remember. And that's when we reactivate this little guy and walk right to him. Be like, hey, me again. We're back. How you doing? So yeah, we could have gone into a co to kill this if we wanted to. You have my attention for a little while. What is going on here, sir? Okay. As previously mentioned. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Like, he's trying to kill me, but how? These are very heavy things that are not even connected to anything. Like, he connected me up. He went out of his way to make sure I'm connected up. But he's not. So how can he attack? This is like the whole attacking with wet noodle thing, you know? You need strong shapies to go ahead and actually do stuff. And weirdly enough, the strong shape that we had here did pay off in the end, because that's what prompted all of this. Because we had strong shape here, we could fight in this location when a fight broke out. No. You're not making a tiger mouth there. You're not living here, I'm sorry. I know I don't like killing things, but even I have a limit. I am sorry, sir, but you're completely surrounded and all your cut points are active. I regret to inform thee that you are dead. I mean, there's no... I'll make shape, make sure I'm nice and strong. I'm not even trying to play that one, to be honest. Best you can do is bop, bop, bop. And then that doesn't work. That doesn't live. Maybe you thought maybe you could get like a tiger mouth here or something. I can cut this. Cut points matter, I'm sorry to say. Do you have to read that out to know you can cut that? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, there's just a cutting point there. One stone of his has 2 liberties, the other one's got 3. There's no ladders involved, so we can't net anything. So, yeah. There's just bad shape. Now, if I'm going to play Puppy Go, then I'd probably respond to him. I'd operate under the assumption that, well, that probably works somehow, so I'm just going to connect. And that'd be okay. it'd be okay, but we are talking specifically about shape right now. And at the end of the day, if we are talking about shape, well, regretfully, shape is either good or bad. It either works or it does not. He needs to cut through here if he wants to survive. He needs to stop this immediately. Immediately. Immediate. I should play here now. Why not? Sorry. A little bit too greedy there. Cut through, force a connection for safety. Yeah, this is just a little bit too much. Little bit too much. Now here you might be saying, but what about your shape? He can play this one. No, yeah, there's an elephant eye there. But we just go up, he follows, up. Right? No, we're fine. He follows. We're good. Like so, as previously mentioned. Now, if you saw this stone, and you were like, oh, I'm gonna kill it too, and then you tried some kind of weird netty thing, he might be able to save himself. But if you recognize this stone doesn't matter, these inside stones are what matter, then the rest attends to itself. Which is very nice. Alright, so he went ahead and resigned. Thanks and all that stuff. Cannot find recipient. Okay, well, there goes that. So we just played Happy Guy here. Let's look at my game record. Alright, so let's go back and look and see how this game happened. We were white, as you know. He played Chinese. He pincered. Don't recommend. Usually the variation here is just to go ahead and take the corner. White then invades the corner, but playing this is just too low and uninteresting, so this is the norm. We go ahead and hit the corner. They block this way. We're going to go ahead and play there. Multiple variations off of this one. You could play this way, but it does unfortunately leave a potential gap here because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 space gap. And there's only like 1 or 2 stones here. A little bit too far. The more obvious one is to play this one. And then we can do something like this one. Check the answer here. Is he going to Hane? If so, we can go ahead and back off because the corner's alive by virtue of Q19 being Sensei. If he drops straight down, we don't have Q19. We then need to go and play something like this one. He'll probably play here. And we will proceed to back off. That is super, super common low Chinese. This is also common to like play here and then play away. Like go off into expanding instead. But there you go, Chinese in a nutshell. He played here, gave me this. Now I anticipated this one, into this one, into this one. And all we're doing here is just trying to prevent ourselves from being in a bad shape. For example, here I wouldn't want to bamboo joint because, as you know, there's no eye here. There's just literally a 3-stone wall, right? So no good shape there, and then he could even try to like put pressure on us to attack us or something. Or build out from here, and then we've got to keep running and running and running. Very, very, very bad shape. This is what we would want to avoid. So we would play here. That way, if he plays this one, there's even shape that we can have in here because there's like a little sense of enclosure dealio. And it's a lot harder to actually destroy the shape of. It's a lot lighter. Instead, he played this into this, which isn't terrible, but there's a lot of weak points with this particular shape, starting with this one, the descent. Oh my god, how is that a problem? Can't he just play here? Not really, because there's this sequence. Like, he can't cut and extend, right? Because there's this one. And he can't cut and then go back here because there's a ladder. So this wouldn't make any sense. which means if I play down, he has to play down. So I can literally get a base here. That's the first mistake. If he wants to play this way, regretfully, I think at this point he has to extend one more time and then do that to try to prevent that kind of squeeze kind of play. So we played here. He could poke here if he wants to, and I would highly recommend it. Maybe something as simple as this one to try to get the thing that he wanted to get in later on in the game, like this kind of thing working. But he didn't put pressure on me, which was kind of the theme of this game. He kept just trying to build and build and build and build, and there was no sense of trying to put pressure on my shape, which is why we learn how to make good shape and try to over-concentrate shape. So he just went and built, and I was like, all right, my shape's fine. Now you can't really attack me very easily. And he's just trying to build again, but there's no pressure on any of my groups. My shapes and all of my groups are fine, so I get to be the aggressor and be like, hey, how's this area doing? And the answer to that was not so well, apparently. Again, if he plays here, then what we're going to do very likely is something like this one, into this one, into... I'm tempted to do this one more time. I'm tempted to do this one more time into just this little guy. Because it puts pressure on here. I don't think I would. I think that's kind of bad. I'd probably just go ahead and play here, into here. He'll probably play this one. I'll play here. And now he doesn't want me to Hane, but at the same time, he probably doesn't want me to cap him either. Because clearly something has gone dreadfully wrong. Actually, I get to do this one more time too, don't I? Because if he plays away, he can't block me. So this would actually be Sensei as well. Yeah, this is Sensei as well. Because he doesn't want to play away. And then have to like go and play this kind of thing. Like that'd be very, very bad and over-concentrated. By virtue of like all of these stones now just in this area. So yeah, this is Sensei 2, it looks like. Which means maybe we can play even more severe against him into this one. But yeah, you can see very bad news for his outside. Because, again, shape, in this case, small knight. Small knights can be cut. Forcing move into small knight cut pattern. Poggers. But we didn't play that. We played here, and he gave me the corner, which was okay. And then he tried to attack me, which was weird, because he can't attack me. Like, he could try this one. I anticipated something like this. But if he does it, I'm playing this one immediately. No, actually, sorry. If he actually played here... Hello? I'm playing here immediately, and then these are all co-threats. And then he'll have to, like, abandon ship and just let me live in the corner. Which is probably not what he wants me to do. Here, our shape's not the greatest. Maybe the connection here would have been better. I don't really know. I couldn't tell you. Avoiding very, very common mistakes such as, oh, hey, look at that. Now you're getting screwed. So we played here instead. Defending this. So you can see how we're always fixing our shape over and over and over and over and over again. He played here, but he couldn't like defend this. Otherwise, I had non-zero chance. I just moved to try to cut and kill him. Or even just small knighting to surround is pretty good too. So we played here to come out, and then we get to cut, and then we took, which was fantastic. Got a really great wall in the middle of the board. And now from here, normally I wouldn't actually play this. I would just be like, all right, next attack. Because he needs a stone here, and needs stones in here too. So from here, white is just firmly in control because black never counterpoked any of my shape. Therefore, I'm not in trouble at all throughout here. So I can just kind of keep skipping around doing whatever I want. Gotta learn about shape. Which should get a lot of you cues a lot of hope. Because this is a 1-dan. And it looks like the most important thing he has to learn about is shape. His sense of shape is not so good. Not so good. Because learning about shape is a two-edged sword. With one, you're in defend. But it also means you do have a sharp edge on that thing. And if they're making bad shapes, we are going to start poking at those bad shapes to really crunch their stones. And then this sadly just didn't work. I like this one was cute though. I really wanted to play this one. Because like there's this. Like this is fine. But this one is the cutie. Because he can't play this way. Because of ladder variation. So he plays here, 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 here. Likely here. And then it's just like, what's going on? Actually, no, we'd probably play the other way, wouldn't we? Yeah, we probably would play the other way. Yeah. Anyway. So we played this way, he played there, we took. He needs to play here. Even if he's not going to save it, he needs to play here. I'm going to cut, though, which is the problem, and this is why we're fine. Because if he defends this, there's this. And he defends that, then this is just going to die. Because there's nowhere for it to go. It's a bamboo joint with, like, 3 liberties that's running. I've got 3 liberties right here, not to mention these. Like, we're fine. We're fine. We're absolutely fine. And this needs a move or it's dead. So maybe, though, that this is actually better. Because he can play here, yeah? But then he has to play this one still to not be dead. And the minute he plays that, I'd probably just be like, yeah, heard that one before. And then just kill this guy. Anyway, interesting game. I liked this because this has clearly showed how I was putting pressure on his shape, how I was looking after my shape, so it doesn't kind of look like it from all this. Why this bad shape is actually acceptable given the 50 plus points we were staring at in his corner. This is acceptable because it did a lot. This massive bad shape down here took away a lot of points. This strong shape allowed us to attack. Like, all of those different ideas. So, hope you enjoyed this game. As always, see you next time. Take care, buddy.